Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Benjamin Creech,
I'm Karthik Army.
and welcome to another episode of the Daydreamers podcast. Now,
Welcome,
we've been,
welcome.
yeah, this is all fun. Woo!
Our third attempt at this, third podcast.
third episode. Good old
Yeah.
fashioned threes.
Well, I don't know how many you were up to before, but this is three of the new generation version.
Yeah, the new generation, yeah. We got 6.5, the old generation.
6.5. Nice.
Remember, we did that for the My World Rio podcast
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
competition. We did that like short 1 minute podcast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was fun. But yeah. So, speaking of movies, I think we talked about it last episode. I'm not actually sure unless we talked it outside camera. I have to revisit it, but I did see Project Hail Mary.
Nice,
So
nice. Yeah, I
yeah.
think I think we may have mentioned it earlier in that first or in that previous thing. I maybe I had just watched it and you hadn't had a chance to see it yet, but yeah, Project Hail Mary, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think it was really good. I think it kind of dragged itself, to be honest, at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think there was a lot of times like, oh, is he gonna die? Or, oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna happen. Ah, never mind, just kidding. Oh, is he gonna
Mm-hmm.
die now? Oh, never mind, just kidding. Or
I
now he's
think
gonna die.
I think honestly, like any of the like, I know it was hard to sit through parts of the movie because it felt like there's a lot of like breath and it like breathed a lot.
Yeah,
But I really like how that's an anti like thing to do now, where you force your audience to be like, don't look at your phone, just watch the freaking movie.
yeah,
Yeah, like seep in the boredom. Like I think it's one of the rare times where you're in an environment like that, where you're forced to keep your phone off if you want to be a good person, even though the person next to me was like on his Instagram. Um, yeah, it just, I think there's merit to it. I like it when movies do it. Yeah, it definitely made me feel uncomfortable and made me very aware of my attention span.
yeah. I mean, especially these days, people's attention span's been going downhill. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do want to go back to that later on, but I do want to talk about Project Hail Mary. I think it was a good movie. I just think
Hmm.
it just kind of dragged itself a little bit at the end,
Hmm.
but it tied up really nicely at the end, and that was pretty
Hmm.
good. Uh, so
Yeah, it was a nice feel good, inspirational, and thought provoking like movie overall. And it did wonders with the budget. It looked amazing. Like
yeah,
a lot of that stuff was practical effects too.
yeah, I saw that too.
Um,
Yeah, I saw the behind the scenes afterwards. I was like, wow.
yeah, like Rocky's like practical. Like he's a person played by like an actor, and
Yeah, a Muppet.
people are saying that actor, like, yeah, he like killed it, and like he brought so much, emotion. Like they gave a Rock so much emotion, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. Uh, the acting was great too. I mean, Ryan
Hmm.
Gosling just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, totally. Like I think he's gonna be one of our like living legends. He's like the Brad Pitt of his. He's like the next Brad Pitt, like of of his generation. I wouldn't really consider him new gen because he's been around the block for a
Yeah,
bit, but yeah, he's definitely starting to reach legendary status of people that will look back on and go like, yeah, this guy rocks. Like this guy's
yeah,
a great actor.
yeah,
I think yeah, there was a I think it came out 10 years exactly like after La La Land, so it's like a different character that he's playing, but he is like he teeters on a character type actor. Like I think his characters are just different enough to not be like a Jack Black where you just play yourself the entire time. But he does that really quirky um like acting really well.
yeah. Man, La La Land. Rip the Oscars that year. That was funny.
Yeah, 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 that was crazy.
Just kidding. What was the other movie? That one? I forgot.
I don't know. It
Oh
was
my
something much lamer though.
uh, but yeah, it's yeah, I can see that he's cookie in a lot of his roles.
Hmm.
Um, Blade Runner was actually really good. He wasn't cooking in that. He
I
was.
need to watch Blade Runner. I haven't seen it. I know it's like a very good movie, and a lot of people have been using that movie as parallel to the world we live in now. But yeah, obviously it's supposed to be that sort of commentary. But yeah, I need to watch Ryan Gosling's Blade Runner. That's definitely something that's
Yeah,
on my
definitely.
to watch list.
Maybe we can
Um,
revisit it next episode.
yeah. Maybe I'll have watched it by then. But for Project Hail Mary, I think just like visually, like when the movie first starts, you're like, yeah, this is an Ari Alexa movie. Like it just has that Ari Alexa like look. Just like all the like the lenses, different lenses that they used, and all the color correction that was happening. It's all like it has that Ari look. Very prominent, like very modern, but modern cinematic masterpiece when it comes to like visual storytelling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think
Yeah.
the effects that they did, like when I think like he like sees like the infrared like spectrum and stuff. You said you watched the behind the scenes on that where they like took the infrared like thing off the RE camera and they like shot it like that, and it's like wow, that's crazy to even think about
That's
using
yeah, I
that
know, right?
practically,
That's so
like
smart. Smart.
galaxy level like cinematography right there and concepting for the story.
Who was it?
He's a pretty famous cinematographer.
Was he? Was it Gray Fraser? Maybe I'm
Um,
thinking of someone like that. I am probably 100% wrong. Gray
Yeah,
Fraser.
it's Greg Fraser.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. He's obviously a very well-renowned cinematographer,
Yeah, he's great.
DOP guy.
Yeah, man. With gas prices all going up, it's kind of hard to go out to a movie theater.
Yeah, seriously. I think in general, it's a very interesting time for theater movies.
Yeah.
I've been encouraging everybody to go watch Project Hail Mary in the theater though, because it is a theater movie.
Yes, definitely.
Um, and we'll get to a non-theater movie that I went to yet 2 days ago. When did I go? No, I went yesterday. Dang. Yeah, so I went and saw Devil Wears Prada 2, which is the opposite of a Project Hail Mary, in my opinion. And we're like Project Hail Mary, new, cool. I mean, it's based off a book, but still like it's a new thing. It challenged a lot of things and it innovated on a lot of fields, or maybe not. I wouldn't say innovated, but it really knocked everything out of the park when it came to performance and like set design and everything. The Devil Wears Prada 2. So, fun fact, I had never seen the first movie up until like 2 days before I watched the sequel. And so the first movie is from 2006. Great movie. I actually genuinely enjoyed that movie. Have you seen it, Ben?
No, I haven't yet,
You
but I
haven't
know
seen it?
it's on
Okay.
HBO, right? If I remember correctly, HBO or
Where is it
Apple
on?
TV, or
I think
maybe
it's on HBO. It's on
HBO.
HBO. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I watched it. Um, but I won't spoil anything, but I'll give you like I'll just say the 2006 version was very like grounded and it was very human, and it was a very much like a proper like 3 act movie structure where the protagonist like she's like a kid, and she like matures into like realizing the situation she's in and getting out of it and doing her own thing and being her own person. But the sequel, man, it really takes all those amazing elements of the first movie and just destroys it and just has the worst lesson, the worst like ending, the worst like storytelling. Like, yeah, it's just negative in my opinion. It's like the epitome of kind of it's almost like corporate propaganda. Like that's kind of what I walked out of it. I was like, yeah, like it basically says it's okay to be toxic. It's okay to be a toxic person. You just have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and not worry about it. And surround yourself with those people just because they can bring you higher up in your status in life. And it's like, no, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe that was a lesson from the first movie. It's like, don't surround yourself with these people. go do your own thing, like be the person that you want to be, like be your awesome person. And she does the part two picks up 20 years after the events of part one. And, she's made a successful career. She's become an independent person and she's done her own thing and she's successful in her own right. But then in the second movie, she goes back to exactly where she was in the first movie and undoes all this 20 years of character arc. And it was just, yeah, it was a blatant disaster. And it's just one of those things where you look at sequels and especially sequels that are done 20 years later, and it's like, where did we even pick up from there? Like, in order to tell a compelling story, you need to go a completely different direction, or you need to give more resolution to the conflicts that were happening in the first movie. I actually like halfway through the movie, I was like, oh, I think they're going to flip the script and really like build her character arc more. But no, they never flipped the script. They never like let her be a new character. They never let her shine into the same character that we knew at the end of part one. They never really brought that person back, you know. So it was disappointing on that front for sure.
Well, I think that's with a lot of the sequels, like Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, how they kind
Oh,
of ruined Luke's
actually,
character.
that's a perfect parallel to, yeah. It's just like, yeah, yeah. Talk on that, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically taking all the character development and throwing it out the window and starting from zero,
Hmm.
which is a pattern. Because yes, the Star Wars sequels. What's another sequel name? I just thought of it a second ago. Uh, uh, Star Wars. Uh, Indiana Jones.
Hmm.
That yeah, those
Yeah,
both sequels. In fact, yeah,
yeah. Rip Harrison Ford
I know, right?
on that front, you know.
I just recently saw the Brave New World, Captain America,
Hmm.
and he was in it. And he actually did a really good job.
Hmm.
He plays the president.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, I don't think I saw Brand New World. I need to watch it.
It's a fun
Um,
movie. I don't think it's like great or whatever. It's just fun, fun theater.
yeah,
They try to
I,
capture the feeling, the atmosphere of the Captain America or the Winter Soldier. They try to
hmm
capture that. Kind of
hmm
did kind of similar stuff with it, but yeah.
yeah, makes sense. I think, yeah. I mean, Marvel is a great example of squeezing all the juices out of the sequels
Oh
because
yeah,
it's like, man, we had a great run. So 2008 was when Iron Man 1 came out, right? And I guess you can consider the first Hulk movie like the start of the Marvel universe. I guess you can even consider Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man the start of the Marvel universe because they brought him back into this. They like
yeah,
reeled him
totally.
into it and everything. So
Yeah,
they like interconnected all those universes. So
and X Men too. So because
yeah,
they've kept
and
the
X
rights
Men.
to
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. They're about to drop Doomsday, and X Men is they're all supposed to be in it. So 30 years of Marvel, pretty much almost 30 years, right about 30 years of Marvel. I think they've done everything they can. It really depends on what Doomsday does, and I think Doomsday is going to be a huge disappointment. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they somehow find a way to do it justice. But bringing Robert Downey Jr. back, super big cop out, like a giant cop out.
Well, they
Like
kind
you
of.
really,
I mean, I don't blame them because just the actor Jonathan Majors got in that legal trouble.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They had to save themselves somehow. Yeah, Jonathan was supposed to be their saving grace and the new
uh,
face, the new hero.
yeah,
But yeah, I guess there's just not enough up and coming talent that can really fill in those roles yet.
yeah.
And they've already done all the heroes, so they can't start a new mainline superhero. I guess they could go the Miles Morales route for Spider-Man if they want to, you know, if they want to put Tom Holland in the corner for a bit. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be really really interesting. There's a the new Spider-Man movie's coming out too, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how they ground him from all the time travel and all that stuff, and how they pay off like the whole character arc of everyone forgetting him. So it's yeah, they've written themselves into a corner, and we'll see how they pull themselves out of it.
Yeah, speaking of Spider-Man, I did rewatch No Way Home. And
Mhm,
I've when I rewatched it, I was thinking, oh, I might not like it because I know all the good spoilers, all the like, you know, like, oh, look at that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, look at Andrew
mhm,
Garfield Spider-Man, but
mhm,
it actually was really good, and I was able to pay attention more on Tom Holland's acting, as well as
mhm.
what's Aunt May's? I forgot her actress name, but
Dang, I can't remember
yeah,
her.
yeah, but she did a really great
Tori
job.
something? Starts with a
Uh,
T, I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember, but she did a great job, especially when you know, she died. Spoil it for a
Oh,
movie.
Marissa Tomei.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She did a great job too. The scene where she dies. I mean, that it's kind of it was kind of overshadowed by the fact that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield came back. But then when
Mhm,
you watch it, rewatch it, at least for me, it was actually like, oh, this is actually very heartfelt. They did a great
mhm,
job acting it. Like some
mhm,
like, yeah, this person who got like hit,
mhm,
they'll have that moment of adrenaline where they can get up and do stuff, but they're
mhm,
dying, and so it's kind of realistic too. So
mhm. And Willem Dafoe just being in that mix, just icing on the cake, right?
yeah,
Like, of just, like, evil, and I think he took that goblin character and made it even better somehow, like, because I think in Spider-Man 1, he was fighting the 2 sides, right? He had the both, like, split personality thing going on, where he was Norman Osborn and he was the Green Goblin, but man, in Spider-Man, he's just Green Goblin, like, there's no holding back, there's no Norman Osborn even there to talk to, and so, yeah, it was very interesting.
yeah. And it's pretty cool when they have that scene when he has a spider sense. He's like, and he senses the Green Goblin kind of creeping
Mhm,
back in
mhm.
because no one else was there in the beginning,
Yeah, just a
and
little
then
bit, yeah.
yeah, a little bit, and then you know, to be fair, at the end, I feel like they could have said some stuff with the character because it's kind of like, oh, they killed him. Oh,
Mhm,
he stabbed Tobey Maguire,
mhm.
and then he just kind of he just kind of sat there like laid down and didn't really have like ending toward the character other than him just being kind of there and then disappearing when they forgot Peter Parker.
Yeah. I do I didn't like that. I remember watching that going, they could have done this, like, way differently." Yeah, I think that that could have been definitely sorted out differently, and, I know there's rumors that they're gonna try to revive Spider-Man Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 4 from, like, pick it back up, like, kinda do what they're doing with all the movies now, where, like, it's, like, years later, and we get to see Peter Parker, 'cause they kinda alluded to it, and I know there are rumors that that's still gonna happen, and I really hope it does happen, because I would love to see that, and I think everyone that grew up with Tobey Maguire would love to see him reprise his role and, actually have a full movie around it, but yeah, it's really interesting, and in a way, it's kinda nicer that they just leave him alone, but I have a feeling that he's gonna come back in Doomsday. Like, I have a feeling they're gonna pull him into Doomsday, and same with
I,
Andrew Garfield.
yeah, yeah, I think they will, or
Mhm.
they will. I think Secret Wars is Secret Wars the next one. I think so. I don't want to put that up.
Yeah,
Avengers.
I think they'll bring him into one of those.
Yeah, yeah, Secret Wars. I think it'll be more likely in Secret Wars than Doomsday.
Mhm,
That they'll bring them back because Spider-Man was pretty. That's actually where Spider-Man gets the Venom symbiote suit in the comics. When he
mhm,
goes and does Secret Wars and they go to the Battle War or whatever they call it. I can't remember,
mhm.
but yeah,
Dude, yeah, Tom Holland black suit. When is that happening? I wanna see that. I want
yeah.
it. I
Well,
want it now.
the trailer did spoil one thing. The for brand new. Have you seen the trailer?
I have seen the trailer. Do they hint on the suit?
No, they didn't hint the suit. I was gonna say they hinted on the organic webbing. He's getting the organic webbing.
Oh, Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I was thinking, oh, they're going that route. So we'll see
Mhm.
how that goes.
Yeah, I do like the organic webbing. I think that's something that was, like, done really right in the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire movies, where it just, like, it makes sense. He's
Yeah.
Spider-Man, he should be able to do webs, like, there should
Yeah.
have never been a web shooter to begin with. Like, that's just, like, an extra, like, step of saying he's smart or whatnot, but,
Yeah.
like, yeah, we know he's smart.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, it kind of feels like where does he get more? Like, where does he put all the capsules? What
Yeah,
happens if
exactly.
he runs out midstream? Like, what he does?
Yeah. I
It
know
just
I know that
makes
I
more
know
sense.
that was a huge thing in the cartoon. Like, I remember the '90s cartoon where he'd be like, "I'm out of web cartridges."
Oh,
And
yeah, that's right.
it's just
Yeah.
like a weird way to nerf Spider-Man.
We got to revisit that cartoon. That was a really good cartoon, at least from
Yeah,
my
it was.
memory.
It unfortunately ended where it shouldn't have ended. Like, they should have continued to go. Um, I think, they you know what Spider-Man I absolutely love, and I remember watching as a kid is the technically, it's supposed to be the sequel of the '90s Spider-Man, but it's the one where he goes to, Earth 2, where he goes to the alternate Earth. Have you seen that one?
I'm not sure. I
Dude,
might have.
it's straight up, like, one of my favorite Spider-Man series. It's not done, like, perfectly well, but I love it, you know? Um,
Uh, Let me see. Is it Amazing Spider-Man? Uh,
uh, 2
huh.
what is it called? Um
Spectacular Spider-Man.
I think it's Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, was that actually a sequel?
No, 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 it's not Spectacular Spider-Man, because that's a different series.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was a
Spider-Man
good series too. They shouldn't have ended that one.
bro, what is this?
Uh,
Okay, it's Spider-Man Unlimited.
Spider-Man
Spider
Oh Man. Uh,
Yeah. Spider-Man Unlimited, this series is super, super,
Oh
like,
yeah.
underrated. You
Oh,
remember this?
I remember it. Yeah, Ben
Yeah,
O'Reilly,
he, like
right? The clone, I
yeah,
think.
he goes to Earth too. Um And he has, like, this, like, nano suit where he, like, presses it on his watch and it, like, he becomes a nano Spider-Man suit. Yeah, that's such a cool concept. Like, he hops on the space shuttle and goes to Earth 2, and then he, like, fights people there. Like, so cool. What a cool concept. But, before it became all that, that was supposed to be the continuation of 90s Spider-Man. It's technically supposed to be the same Peter Parker, but I think there was some rewrite that happened where they just kinda strayed away from that whole timeline. He, like, leaves MJ behind and just, like, goes to this, like, other Earth. So, yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah, I think it was probably due to some kind of rights thing because I remember like Disney had the rights. Not Disney. Fox, right? No. Hold on.
Yeah, it might have been
I
Fox.
think it was Fox at first. Like I think Fox did the original '90s cartoon, right?
Mhm.
Spider-Man '90s
Yeah,
cartoon.
you can watch Spider-Man Unlimited on Disney Plus, which is cool.
Yeah, it was on Fox Kids. Yeah.
Mhm,
So, but then and then the Spider-Man got the right, or not Spider-Man. So Sony got the rights to Spider-Man. So I
mhm.
think they had to change a lot of stuff. Because I know that also happened with Unlimited Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, mhm,
Because then Disney got Marvel and Sony. They kind of had a spat with that, and
mhm.
it
And
was like
then
Disney had the TV rights to Spider-Man, but
mhm,
Sony had the movie rights. It was a weird situation
mhm.
that happened, but yeah.
And then I think, with do you remember the other one where it's, like, 3D animated and it looks kinda terrible?
No, I do not remember this
Oh,
one. I
man,
had to look
what
at
is
a
that one
picture.
called? Spider-Man 3D animated. It was Spider-Man, the new animated series. That's what it was called. It's a
I
mouthful.
don't think I ever watched this one. Wait, no, maybe I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I think they did the video game
Yeah, it looks like a video
of
game. Yeah, that's a great way to
yeah.
put it. It looks like a PS2 or like a PS, maybe like early PS3 era game.
You remember the Iron Man 3D animated when he was like a teenager? That
Oh
was
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That was an interesting
But
one.
I brought up this 3 animated Spider-Man because I remember watching a video that said that Spider-Man, the video game looking Spider-Man, was supposed to be Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, was supposed to be that version of Peter Parker, but just like brought an animated world and continuing its story. But that also like has something in the writing room where they're like, nah, let's not do that. Let's just do a new Spider-Man, and they just like kind of went off with him. So you feel like like moments of Tobey Maguire in that series where you're like, this is kind of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. But he's way too cool and it's way too 2000s for it to be him. Um, and then they kind of did that with Spider-Verse too, where Peter Parker and Peter B. Parker, you're like looking at them, you're like, are you Tobey Maguire? So
Yeah.
because you remind me of Tobey Maguire and your backstory kind of alludes to Tobey Maguire. So yeah, they've hinted and alluded at doing that character so many times since.
Man, I can't wait for the what is it? Beyond the Spider-Verse. That's the name of the
Mhm.
next one.
Oh my god, dude, I was so mad when they were like cliffhangering at the end of the movie.
And
It's
then
like,
they
oh
delayed
my
it too.
god, yeah, and then they delayed it. I remember being so mad. I remember being like, I didn't even know there was a third movie. I'm so pissed. I wish somebody told me there was a third movie. I hate it when they do that, but it's such great marketing. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, you have to do that. You have to pull at people's heartstrings and let them down, and then they'll be itching to come back and watch the next part.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Oh man. I think it's gonna be
I,
really great.
it
Unless
made
they
me
fumble
tear
the
up,
bag.
dude.
Yeah.
That movie was so well done, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it had the multiverse element, and like it was the most cliche thing to do when that movie came out as a multiverse like aspect of everything. But they did it so well with the
Yeah.
cards that they were given. They were probably told to do a multiverse movie, and they absolutely killed it. Like they did such a great job with it.
Like the canon event, that was a pretty good uh twist on multiverse. Like everything has to have a canon event
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
ties in the
Or it falls
universe.
apart.
Yeah. That was interesting. Well, we'll see if that's actually true or not in the next film, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we have to see how that goes.
I'm excited. Um,
Yeah.
so, man, yeah, but I definitely want to revisit all these Spider-Man shows, especially the
Hmm.
'90s. I love the '90s one, and of
Yeah.
course, Unlimited Spider-Man. After that, I remember
Yeah,
that.
totally. Yeah, all the new shows, like I feel like in the last 5 years, last probably the last decade, we've kind of like really lost that way of the original storytelling, and then through budgets, teams, everything have just been squeezed. So that level of storytelling is not there anymore. So it's nice to visit like those eras of TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of revisiting stuff, I know you talked before this. You revisited a album.
Yeah, I was telling you, I was just listening to my playlist. I actually made the switch I think we were talking about this last time, last episode. I made the switch to Apple Music, and I genuinely enjoy it, because Spotify's recommendations and the playlist algorithm, like the shuffle algorithm, stopped being great. So I switched over to Apple Music, and Apple Music's recommendations are fresh, new, different algorithms. So it's nice to be immersed in that. Um, but on my work computer, I'm not logged into my Apple account, so I can't listen to my Apple Music on my work computer. So I use my YouTube Music instead. And so whatever algorithm YouTube Music is on, I think I started listening to 14 Years. It's a song by Guns N' Roses. And I was just like remember that song. I was like, oh yeah, that's such a great song. And I remember hearing it. I'm like, wow, I hear this so differently after years of not listening to it. Um, and I heard it differently. And then I think a couple songs later, a song off Guns N' Roses' latest album, not their latest song. They've released songs since, but their latest album, which came out in 2008, called Chinese Democracy. The album was called Chinese Democracy, and it was like notoriously one of the most expensive albums ever made because it took Axl Rose after he split up with Slash and Duff McKagan, who were like the original members of Guns N' Roses. He went off on this whole thing where he hired Buckethead. He hired this guitarist called DJ Ashba. These were all like new guys on the scene that he brought into Guns N' Roses, and multiple different drummers and everybody that eventually ended up playing on the record and being a combination of different players on each song. I think the album was like set to release like late 90s, early 2000s, but it came out in 2008. And it took millions of dollars to record. I need to actually look into the full story of it. But yeah, critically kind of panned. I know a lot of like diehard fans love the album, which I understand. When you're a diehard, you like the crappy stuff too. But I am a huge sucker and hugely influenced by the OG Guns N' Roses, like '90s, from because they came out with Appetite for Destruction in '88, I think, or '87 or '88, and it's from '88 to like '96, maybe even before that, '94. They were like on fire. They were like the greatest like rock band ever, and like they were like selling out stadiums, doing their whole thing. Axl Rose's voice was on fire. Slash's playing was on another level. So that's like the golden age of Guns N' Roses. And then after that, it's all just drama from there. Like Slash joined Michael Jackson's band, and Michael Jackson obviously very famously was involved in these scandals with children. And Axl Rose openly back in the day, this was crazy for the '90s. He was very open about his abuse when he was a kid. So he had this like there was this weird dynamic between him and Slash and their this band that they had built together, this amazing band that they built together started to fall apart. And so after it all fell apart, after Slash left the band, Axel like comes back and grabs a whole new like cast of people. But before the OG members left the band, they started working on this album called Chinese Democracy. I don't know if it was called that back then, but it was what would become Chinese Democracy in 2008. Um, and so Slash was like totally like not interested in it. He didn't like any of the songs that Axel was bringing in to the forefront. And so different writings, different everything, different production. Album comes out in 2008, critically panned, and just like mostly forgotten. But it came on my playlist, and the most streamed song, the most famous song off of it, I think it's called "This I Am." I think. Hold on, let me make sure. "This I Am" comes in. It's a combination of those words. No, "This I Love." It's called "This I Love," and it came on my playlist, and I was listening to it. And I was like, this is Chinese Democracy, right? Like, because I didn't have like the player up or anything, and it's Axl Rose's like performance. And I was like, dang, this is a good song. I forgot, like, I didn't realize how good the song was. And it's probably their most streamed song off that album. And then I was like, okay, now I got to go back and listen to the rest of the songs off this album. And I haven't finished doing that yet, quite yet, but I'm familiar with it. I have in the past, and I've been like, yeah, this is okay. This is no Guns N' Roses. Like, this is no like OG Guns N' Roses, but listening to it with a fresh mindset, with like all the stuff that's happened in rock music since 2008, looking back on it with that like mirror, or with that, you know, perspective. That's the word I'm looking for. With that perspective of everything that's happened in rock production, um, all the different bands that have come out since then, all the things such as like the scene music, the Warp Tour era that happened, like all these things that have happened since. I mean, 2008 was already peak like Warp Tour, like 2000 era. But seeing it in that perspective and listening to those songs and listening to the production, it sounds nothing like the OG Guns N' Roses, but also it has elements of it through Axl's like singing and Axl's like demeanor. So the production is completely different because back in the '90s era, they would all record as live musicians. They would all sit in a room and record it. But you can tell Chinese Democracy was just done on a grid. It was done like quantized and like it was done like in Pro Tools or whatever. That's how it sounds. Um, so seeing it from that perspective and seeing all the production aspects that are happening, seeing Buckethead's playing and like the things that he brings into the forefront to the music, and you listen to it and you go, man, a lot of aspects of this album is like are really unique. Like just the production, the way they pan the guitars, the way they like process the vocals. There are moments because it's such a puzzle put together, that album, and is recorded over the course of many years. You can tell songs that were recorded earlier on, like when Axl still had his original voice, and you're like, man, he sounds awesome on the song. Like he sounds very close to the '90s like era of Axl Rose in the song. And then you get into a song. Here, hold on, I gotta find the track list because there was a specific song, um, Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy songs. Track list. I need a track list. There it is. Okay. So the first three songs, Chinese Democracy, Shackler's Revenge, and Better, are amazing. They sound awesome. Listening back to those, and I'm like, yeah, this is a great way to start the album. And then you get into Street of Dreams, and that's when you're like, wow, they just went click on the auto tune and turn on auto tune on Axel's voice the entire time. I will say his performances is great, but I don't know why they decided to just completely like smother that song in auto tune. Um, yeah, it was just very interesting to like get to that point and go, oh, okay, so this must be something that was recorded much later vocally. Um, and so just like seeing this like wave and hearing the production elements and looking back on it with 2026 perspective, you're like, wow, this album's actually not bad. And in that moment, it made me realize I was like, I truly need to revisit albums that like I didn't care for back in the day, or back when I was a teenager, or back when I was in college when I was like a lot more opinionated with music. Like, you just turn your brain off to it. You're like, no, I don't like this. And then once you're past that phase and you're willing to accept more things and you're willing to look at uh, art from a different perspective, from a more mature perspective, you get to see the good in it, or you get to see like oh, okay, like I see what these people are trying to do. I see the vision. Um, and so it was just like a giant lesson in that for me, realizing that. Sorry, that was a long spiel, but
No, 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 it was great. I just reminded me because I have cassette tape of the Appetite Destruction
yeah,
album. Yeah,
classic
so
album.
I remember playing that cassette tape for a long time when I was younger.
Hmm.
But yeah, the revisiting music and like musicians and stuff like that. Uh, Funny enough, I think did I tell you the story of Wyver Sons? Like
No.
for a moment when they first came on the scene in Pressure of Time, uh, and then I remember like listening to them, like, oh, this is a Led Zeppelin ripoff,
Hmm.
and but of course I'm in like what middle school or something like that, or high school, can't remember. But basically, I remember listening first, I'm like, oh, this guy's just yelling. That's all he's doing. He's not singing. And then of course when we like started listening to them more later on, I was just like, oh wow, this is actually really good.
Hmm.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. I
It's
think that's the wonderful part about Rival Sons is like you listen to it and you go, yeah, there's a lot of Led Zeppelin DNA in this. Like this is definitely like Led Zeppelin's like third cousin or
yeah.
something like that. But like that third cousin is different enough from Zeppelin to stand out on his own. And then Jay Buchanan is in his own right such a great singer. Like just amazing, amazing, amazing.
And
So
he's
different.
able to keep up with that voice throughout a whole tour. Like it's
Hmm.
just insane of how he's able to keep it up.
Yeah,
He's
he has a
50
very
now.
iconic voice. Oh wow,
He's
that's crazy.
I know it's crazy. He doesn't look 50. He looks like
No.
like maybe 40 at most.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
really
yeah,
good for his
yeah.
age.
Yeah, I remember finding out that he was much older, like, years ago, and I was like, "Wow, he does not look his age."
Yeah. I think he was born in like 1975 or something like that.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Mhm,
But it makes sense because one of his solo songs, can't remember the name. Man, I just don't remember anything on this podcast
yeah, yeah,
today.
yeah.
But uh, one of his solo songs, there was a line that's like, uh, uh, if this lazy generation, it's like, oh,
Mhm,
yeah, this guy
mhm,
is probably older than we thought because he's calling the
mhm,
early generation lazy, and that's what a lot of people born during that time called our generation.
mhm. Totally,
Like,
totally.
yeah, I wonder what he thinks now though, because that was the early 2000s song that he had.
Yeah,
Man,
I would consider him kind of a doomer though in general, just because I think he's a very, like, introverted person, for such a, like, a giant personality for the band. I think outside of that, he's very introverted, and, if you listen to his music, you can really hear the messages of, uh, like, worry for the world.
yeah.
Like a song like, "Look Away" is a great example of that, where it's just like he's talking about people, just consuming and looking away and not caring. Um, and to kind of tie it back to somehow make a connection to Devil Wears Prada 2. I remember, like, the scariest that got me with that movie was when I realized with my critical brain where I was like, "The lessons in this movie are not good." And then I looked around and I'm like, but for a lot of people that are watching this movie, this is just another fun movie. And like psychologically, they're being affected by that lesson that's like in this movie of like whatever corporate propaganda of chase status that's in this movie is like silently affecting them. And then like a song like Look Away is literally talking about that. And so I do think he is one of those older guys that is just worried about the world and he just doesn't recognize it anymore and he's singing about it. Um, and unfortunately for you and I, we have only had a fraction of our lives lived in the analog world, and we have had the internet our whole lives. And then the generations from us like forward are just like have no recollection of a time where you went and played outside and that was the only thing you knew what to do. I think back on that a lot, like nowadays, where I'm like, man, I miss like going out and playing as a kid, like because it'd be like out, you'd be gone for hours, and all you had to do was like face reality every moment, and you'd get into fights, you would like not get along with kids, but you still play with them. Like it's like that world. I don't know if that really exists anymore.
Yeah, speaking on that, I got two things. First thing, Texas ban all electronics at schools, so they would confiscate the electronics in the beginning of the day,
Yeah,
and then at the end they'll give it back to them.
yeah, yeah. I heard about
Apparently,
this.
it's like going back where everyone would talk to each other, and they're not just looking on the phone or listening to music. They're actually socializing, and it's
That's
actually,
awesome.
yeah. I know people and their kids, and they said to me they were like, people are socializing. They're having fun. They're joking around. They're actually like being human instead of just headphones on, not caring about anyone else. People are actually
Hmm.
like they're forced to talk and stuff, which is
That's
which
awesome.
is awesome. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, we need to implement more things like that in the world, and I think yeah,
Yeah,
I really do think the new generation will give us the run for the money of like they'll hopefully save our civilization. We'll see.
we need to go back to analog, dial-up, internet.
Yeah,
It would be
dude.
like,
Honestly, the worst part about modern life is our work is so intertwined in the screens, right?
yeah,
Like, I probably stare at a screen for leisure and for work like
yeah,
22 hours out of the day at least. And
yeah,
so
definitely,
that's
yeah.
like the major downfall of our era, like is it's so intertwined into our work now.
Yeah, I mean, technology's out there. It's just getting more instant this, instant that, instant everything. And it's just
Hmm.
like too much information. People's gotta, and yeah, they just gotta touch grass. That's how
Hmm.
they say it.
Yeah, yeah, I think people are aware of that, and I think the new generation is aware of that, and they are starting to actively make moves and realize that they need to be rooted more in reality than they
Yeah.
are.
Can they take back 6-7? Just get that fucking out.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
Less memes will be generated now that phones aren't allowed. More
Hopefully, yeah.
bullying will happen
Yeah, there we
because
go.
no one
Natural
can record
selection right there.
it.
What needs to happen? Jeez.
Oh, too good, too good.
Man, that was another thing I was gonna say. Ah, man, this is a podcast. I can't remember shit today.
This podcast is going to be one of those.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what's this? What's this? But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, technology is it's just, it's gonna get more advanced every year.
Mhm.
AI is just out there, like getting better and better and better. And oh, and it's like, dang, I don't know. And yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. So, Jay Buchanan's "Weapons of Beauty" album, he has a
Mhm.
song called "The Great Divide." You sent me that Sammy Hagar, uh, "Crack in the
Oh my
Wall."
god. Yeah. Oh my
So
god. Yeah, we should talk about that. That's crazy.
it is
I heard
crazy.
that. I was actually like I was out of town for work and I had to drive kind of have had a long drive and I had heard about this and I was like I gotta listen to that song and I put it on. I kept listening to it for like I listened to it like 5 times on repeat. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and one of the things he says like it's the Great Divide,
Mhm.
and in the album that Jay Buchanan made this year, one of the songs is called "The Great Divide." It's
Mhm.
just like, jeez, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but what's that lyric on that song?
Uh,
Uh,
which
Sammy
song? The Crack of the Moor song?
yeah, yeah, cracking the world. What's the exact line on there? It is because things will start separating come 2025. And it's like, dude,
Yeah,
well, like like a specific lyric to sing about to sing, you know?
it's so crazy that Jay Buchanan came out with a song called "The Great Divide."
What's Jay's lyrics? I wanna read his lyrics.
So fast, let me. It basically is like I seen across the Great Divide to you on the left, to you on the right. I seen across the Great Divide to you on the left. Fear takes a toll on the rational mind, and he just goes into that and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's actually pretty smart, but especially especially the beginning. But yeah, it's just crazy that's what we're calling it, the Great Divide, and Sam Hagon
Mhm.
just said that years ago.
Mhm.
The story behind that is he was trying to make like a sci-fi concept album
Yeah.
thing, and that was one of the
Mhm.
songs that was supposed to be a part of that. So
Mhm.
that was a crazy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all these concept albums, like, are kinda can be like a little, life imitating art kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I wonder if that song came after he supposedly got abducted by aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He famously got abducted by aliens, so it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's funny enough, yeah, one of the songs when he did it with Chickenfoot with Chad Smith, Joe Satriani, Mike Anthony, one of the songs is featured in the past, and he's like alien voices. He always does something like that, and
Mhm.
just puts it in there. He definitely believes that he was abducted and everything. So I wonder if he got some like forbidden knowledge, like funny enough, like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I wonder if that happened to him.
Dude, honestly, Sammy Hagar getting abducted by aliens and hanging out with aliens is like the most rock star thing ever. Like, come on, you're like the greatest, like one of the greatest rockers ever, and you like live so long, and you can still sing just as well, and you got to meet aliens. Come on, man, unfair, unfair life he leads.
Yeah. Oh man, jeez, I he lived a life.
Yeah,
Sam Eagle lived a life.
most definitely. Yeah, just a very talented like cat on all of that.
And it's funny because he always says that he's like a guitar player first, than a singer, but people just like his singing so much that he just became just a singer for a lot of times.
Yeah, no, he's a phenomenal guitar player. Like if you listen to his old records, you're like, yeah, there's some nasty riffs and like great solos in here. You know, when he's a
Yeah.
red rocker.
Speaking of music that's good, I do want to talk about Pokemon music.
Yeah, yeah, you were telling me. Go
so
off, go off.
so I think it's great music, okay? And
Mhm,
so I wanted to do like a fun little video that like kind of like asks the question, because art is subjective. So like people are like, oh, this is good, but also could be bad to some people and stuff like that. But I want to
mhm,
do a fun video that says like, why is Pokemon music so loved and so good? This is kind of like a title like that, and
mhm,
and I wanted to like play jazz versions of the Pokemon music to like
mhm,
professors of music and see what they think of that, and
mhm.
not tell them that's Pokemon music until afterwards. I wanted to
Yeah,
do kind of like a video like that, try to
yeah,
see. But the reason why
that'd be awesome.
yeah, it'd be fun. But the reason why I also was thinking is I realized that the video game music has to be somewhat good, because a lot of times it would have to be loop, so it has to be good, it has to be catchy, but
Mhm,
also it has to be something that doesn't get uh too old for you. It's like you listen on loop over and over and over and over again. And maybe
totally.
that's like, I don't know who started it, Legend of Zelda or Mario or whatever. But
Mhm,
when they started doing a lot more with the 8-bit sound, and then later on the DS
mhm,
actually recording instruments and stuff, I wonder if they really like they actually thought like, oh, we need to make it catchy, and also it doesn't get old, because
mhm,
music is throughout the whole game. So like think about like
mhm,
music throughout a whole film, and it's just there the whole time, and there's no
mhm.
like pauses. Like people might get like, you have to make something that's like really uh that catches their attention, but also helps move the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I just want to make that video, and it's just it's curious thing, video game music, and
Mhm,
how it works. And it's just, and how the nostalgia goes into it and all that. It's an interesting thing. I don't know, like video game music is just, it's different than,
mhm.
what do you say, regular music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Because it's connected to an art form, that is separate from the music itself, and I think with Japanese, like, games, they just get the most cracked out musicians ever, like composers and
Yeah.
musicians to come play these like this music. And obviously, the Japanese love, 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 love them some American music, and they do a great job of fusioning all of it. Like they somehow fuse rock, metal, jazz, like bossa nova, all these like crazy genres together into like one thing, and it sounds so unique and cool and familiar at the same time. Like, it's unique, cool, and familiar sounding. Like, it doesn't sound too alien, because if it's too weird, then, yeah, it'll get into that territory of kinda annoying. But they make it catchy, poppy, impressive to play. Like, you listen to That's the thing about video game music, right? Sometimes you hear it and you go and you don't realize how like how much skill it takes to play that song until you're like, oh wait a minute, there's like three different layers to this like melody that going on here, and it takes a lot of skill to play it because it's really fast, especially with Pokemon music. It's like fast. Like Mario music, it's like fast, and it's like fast, complicated jazz fusion, and it's yeah, it's definitely a very interesting thing.
Remember on your bachelor party? Remember I had my tenor sax, and I was trying to
Mhm.
play one of the Pokemon songs. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things are difficult.
yeah, yeah. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of like
Practice and everything.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, practice, hours of practice to try to nail something like that.
yeah, man. Oh, music,
Yeah, I
music,
guess
music.
I guess like one connection that I can make to video game music is since it's directly correlated to the video game. When you listen to it, you get the nostalgia of playing the game and having a great time. I can kind of make that parallel to like to a lot of to most like 95% of popular Indian music, like too, because it's all like connected to a movie. And so when you hear the song, it's like about the movie, or it's like scenes from the movie, or it's like takes place within the movie. It's the characters. Those characters you can visualize. Like when Indian folks hear a song from the movie, they visualize the character like singing the song. The music video and the movie and the song is like are one interconnected thing. Um, and so it's like when I listen to like a song from India that is connected to a movie, but I've never seen the movie or I don't even know what these characters are like. Such a different experience to me versus somebody who grew up with watching that movie. And I think that's a good parallel to video game music is you can visualize the characters or you can visualize the level that you're in, and you probably relive that emotion that you felt, either frustration or relief when you like won the level or caught the Pokemon or whatever. Like like you. I feel like when it's all connected. So when you hear that song, when you hear that riff or whatever, it brings back all those emotions, similar to like a music video or something.
Yeah, and also to go back to revisiting music, um, like you said, when you're more mature and you have a more mature mind,
Hmm.
listening to things after years, even if it's nostalgia, like very soaked deep in nostalgia, it could still be really different. You could be like, wow, I didn't realize how like complicated it is. I didn't realize what all the melodies and stuff they're using and putting it all together. It's like it's just insane. And being able to revisit that and just listen to it, it's great.
Yeah, totally,
But
most definitely.
I never want to get to the bottom of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
actually, on your wedding when they were playing the Indian music, uh
Hmm.
I actually saw it kind of similar to what Pokemon music is, right? It's something that loops around a lot.
Hmm.
That's just from my experience. That's from your wedding.
Hmm.
It was like looping a lot. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that type of music is like a drone. I was actually talking to my wife about this. With a lot of Indian music, it's extremely pop. Like honestly, there's not other than underground music, there's not a non-pop Indian song that I can like really, think of other than classical like Indian songs, like Carnatic and Hindustani like songs that are like old school tradition like jam songs. And that is very, very similar to jazz and blues because jazz and blues has that foundation of jam. Like you never play the like unless you're playing like a very specific blues song and you're playing it note for note from the record. When you play blues or blues is probably not a great example. When you play jazz, you never play it the same way. Like it is pretty much frowned upon unless you put together a performance and you go, "Hey, today we're performing note for note off the record. We're not doing any like improvisations." Like unless that is the intent. Typically, when you take a jazz piece in the moment, they'll the drummer will do a different fill, like the
yeah,
guitar player will play a different lick, or like they'll play a variation of that lick. They'll be like, "Let me try this other note," and then oh, how that works. That's just a little different. That is like very prominent in like traditional Indian music. Also, like where they take a concept of a song and then they just go to town on it. Um, and obviously, with a lot of Indian music, it's very monotonal. Meaning like they stick to a key or they stick to like a a droned note that they like kind of gather around. Um, but it's not always like that. I'm not saying that it's all like that, but yeah, it is like that fundamental thing of like jam music where great jam songs or great jams in general can keep you like on your seat and like expecting more, but it's still familiar because you all come around on this on this theme or on this very specific melody that you kind of branch off from. And so yeah, that's what makes it interesting. And I think a lot of times when it's just pop music, it loses that it loses that pizzazz, you know? Like it's like, okay, I know this song, I've heard it a million times. Can I hear a variation of it? You know?
Doesn't I think India has like a big metal scene too, right?
Oh yeah, the underground music in India is crazy, and like even with these pop songs that I talk about that are like movie songs, you listen to it and you go, "Oh yeah, these musicians know what they're doing. Like they wrote the perfect solo, the perfect melody. Like like you're like I want to gather these people that record on the song and have them just jam. I just want to hear them like go at it, and they probably make the greatest music ever. You know?
Yeah, and isn't it like a because I think India because it's kind of like a combination of like the Western style music because the
Hmm.
British brought that over, but it's still the
Hmm.
Eastern. Because I remember when we were in like band and they would talk about how there's actually different notes on the Eastern side, like
Hmm.
hemisphere, on like the ancient notes. Is that something like in India too? Is it like a kind
Yeah.
of like a blend?
Yeah, totally. It's very very prominent. So like you have your 12 notes, right? Like split by certain intonation. You have your 12 notes, but in a lot of Eastern music, they play the in between notes. Like if you're playing between this note and this note, they'll play the in between note. I can't do that on this guitar unless I bend the guitar, like unless I bend the string. But those in between notes leading up to another like tone is what is very prominent. Microtonal music is what they call it. Um, in the West is very very prominent throughout the world. Even like in Africa, in the Middle East, like super prominent to play microtonal music where you sing and improvise notes in between the notes. That imperfection and you know, that used to be really, really prominent before the autotune was invented, you know, like even in Western music, like you would hear one of my favorite things is actually kind of connects to another movie that I haven't watched yet is Michael Jackson's Beat It. There is a line in there, and this it's very obvious to me. And there, I'm sure there's a bunch of other songs from back in the day that I'm totally oblivious to, where the singer like doesn't hit that note. Like there's a part in Meet It where Michael just is flat. Like or it's either flat. I think he's flat. I don't think he's sharp on that note, but he's just flat, and like you hear it, and like as somebody who's recorded music and has fixed my vocals and like done the whole charade, like I can, it's more obvious to me, and I hear that part of the song and I go, damn, Michael Jackson is flat, and they left that in there. He left that in there. That's the crazy part about it, right? Michael was such a perfectionist, but he loved the performance, and I'm sure Quincy Jones was like, "It's fine. It sounds amazing. Put her on the record." And so and you can consider that note not flat. You can consider it microtonal, you know, because he's in between two notes, trying to trying to come up to his note, but his performance is just great. And you know, I think a lot of like Eastern music and other parts of the world, those types of imperfections are considered performance. You're like really letting your soul like breathe and like come up to that note. Freddie Mercury was very famous for this. Like Freddie Mercury was famously like a great like pitch perfect singer, but he would have moments where he would climb up to the note or he would slightly fall off the note, you know, and he did it with character. He did it with intention. You know, he did it for the performance rather than trying to perfect the take, which is what happens to music now. Like people just perfect the take, and they just fix it. And they're like, oh, that's wrong. It's like, is it?
Yeah, I like there's also a lesson there too, because like sometimes being imperfect is actually perfect. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
something to think about. But yeah, I always find that interesting, especially because did you went to Arizona? Did you visit the music instrument museum?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, going through all the different instruments throughout the whole world. I mean, they're
Hmm.
similar, but all and different at the same time. And it's
Hmm.
pretty cool to see and see how other cultures discovered music,
Hmm.
which is cool. But yeah, well, I think this is about it for us
Yeah.
today. This
Totally.
episode,
Great conversation.
yeah, it was great. It was fun. Um,
Hmm.
let's see what happens in the future. Let's keep going strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great rest of your day if you're listening. Take care and happy trails. Like and
See
subscribe
y'all.
for more. See you later.
Bye bye.